Dr. Christopher Johnson.
My name is Paula Salguero.
I'm Blue Taniguchi.
How has being people of color shown up in your lives? And basically, what that means is how has being people of color at Co, like, what is your experience with that?
I'll set it off first. I think that being a person, or I'm a large black man, so there's a lot of stereotypes, that go along with being a large black man. So I say this all the time to my students, like, when I first got here, people assumed I was a football coach, people assumed I worked in the physical plant, people assumed that I was everything except for a professor. People assumed I was a student, even though my hairline doesn't exist. I got gray in my beard. There's no way I could be a student. Maybe 22 years ago, but like the assumption is you're not intelligent, you're not smart, you're not a professor.
I can also say the same for myself because I'm also a tall black person, and even though I don't identify as a man, people often assume that I am one just because of the way that I present myself. And I think in Iowa specifically, that goes a step further because of what a conservative place it is. And on campus specifically, I think there's definitely a lot of like uncomfortable looks that you like feel, maybe more so than other places, like when traveling off campus with friends, like going to Iowa City or just being around town in Cedar Rapids. There's more opportunities to, I guess, express myself in comfortable ways or like feel comfortable in myself.
I think we have more discussions here than I'm used to about ethnicity and race, and I think Co College tries to make all of those conversations positive and really nurturing, and I've definitely felt that. But I've also definitely been made aware of my ethnicity and my identity in a negative way that I wasn't used to. And I've definitely felt eyes on me from a few professors mostly. In discussion, I don't always feel like I have a place to talk my piece, and I don't always feel heard or recognized, and sometimes I feel like people don't want to listen to someone who isn't white and who isn't the norm for their experience. So, yeah.
Okay, Dr. Johnson, this one's mainly for you, but it's also for Paula and Blue as well. How do you think Co is doing with their diversity and inclusivity?
Like, as much as I complain and stuff about Co, and I want them to do better, as far as liberal arts colleges in Iowa, Co is one of the more progressive ones. You know what I'm saying? Like, and that's not saying much, but they're like, and I think that's what they stand on. Like, look, we're doing this. We hired a DEI person. We're making strides that other places are not, making. And I think that's great, but I still think we have so much further to go. For instance, like, how many black people are in administration, or how many black professors or other professors of color are tenured? You know what I'm saying? Like, not to toot my own horn, but I got my tenure yesterday. So I am the only black tenured professor on this campus, and we have two others, and one is not even on the tenure track. And I think that until we see people who look like us, a part of the administration, on the board of trustees, then we can say, oh, we're progressive, we care about people of color, we care about how they feel. And a lot of times, like, if I was to say something bad, I think that Co, like other places, cares about numbers. You know what I'm saying? Like, we want to get you here. We got this many staff who look like you have this many students. But how do they feel about being here? You know what I'm saying? Do they feel good about being here? How is the environment that you're bringing them to? Is it welcoming? Is it like they love it here, or do they like, yeah, I'm here because y'all gave me the most money, and you know what I'm saying? And I want students to be here because they like being here. They love being here. They love the classes they take. They like the whatever's going on in student life, and I don't know that that's what it is, but I'm looking at it from a professor's perspective. And when I got to Co 6 years ago, there were -5 black professors on campus. So I think having me and having me tenure, like, oh my God, that's great. But I think that like the faculty and staff has to look like the population, right? So if we say we have 25% or a third of our students are students of color, then y'all need to have a third of faculty, staff, administration look like what the population looks like. You know what I'm saying? So I think that's where we need to improve the most. We don't need to have like me. 'Cause a lot of times I feel like I'm just a well-spoken token, like, you know what I'm saying, I'm the black professor. And I wish there were more professors who look like me, or you too. But, you know what I'm saying? So, you know, no, seriously, like, I think that we need more people. We, like, having a whole bunch of students doesn't mean anything to me until we have people who look like us in positions of power. That's when you know things have changed. Like, put your mouth with, you know what I'm saying? The money with the mouth where the money is. You know what I'm saying? Pay people who look like me. Put us in positions of powers that we can make decisions for this college, not that you're making decisions for us.